Okay, so I just wanted to make a little video, maybe hoping to invite further consideration around this Jeffrey Epstein matter. Right, it is now August 2nd, 2025, and we have all across the world for the last 2 or 3 weeks, solid, been inundated with this story. And there's a lot of cat and mouse stuff going on, a lot of chess pieces moving around, denials, little hints and indications of kind of the bigger picture. But we're at a point in the game, the game that's being played, we're at a point where there are strategic distractions formulating, strategic obfuscations and eclipsings and smoke screens and all kinds of stuff going on that is intended to distract from you observing and understanding and doing something about the bigger picture. For the bigger picture, you gotta be willing to look at some things that are pretty flippin' horrible, pretty ugly, pretty morally loathsome and low. Some low, dark stuff. But we must be willing, because otherwise, if we don't open our eyes to what's going on, then it's just going to continue. It's going to get worse. And we need to understand the full range and spectrum of what this Epstein sort of, we've been given a peek under the hood a little bit. And if we don't look further, it's just going to keep happening worse. So the invitation is, I can't possibly be categorical and encyclopedic about the full volume and range of the spectrum of that mayhem in that world. But through this Jeffrey Epstein business, we're given a little peek that I hope will compel some people who are intelligent and moral to look further. Some of the places that I want to just say off the top of my head that I've been down the rabbit hole. Now, I went down this rabbit hole many years ago. It's there for people to understand. If you want to, again, if you feel moral, then you must be compelled to appreciate what is acting immorally on this earth in human civilization. This is not a local problem. This is not a Palm Beach problem. This is not a U.S. president problem. We see Clinton implicated. We see Trump implicated. We see Bill Gates and Ehud Barak and a lot of people. You got to look under that hood to see the bigger picture. And one of the really cool people that I've trusted and relied upon is a man named Nick Bryant. Nick Bryant. He's got his own podcast, his own channel. He's been interviewed by a bunch of people, including Shaun a guy named Atwood. Oh, I forget his name, but he's an English guy. He wrote a book called American Made that became the Tom Cruise movie, of course, without the Bush connection to that CIA cocaine. But one must begin as a moral person to appreciate that this world that we think that we live in is a fabrication. Headlines are controlled. Headlines are smoke screens, news, history. Things are not the way that they appear. So a deep dive into this whole world reveals things all the way through the last century, from World War II on, basically. The national security state has been the mover and shaker of all kinds of events. And again, I'm not going to be historical here. It's not a history lesson, but let me see if I can find the guy. So, yeah. So there's a lot of things to learn down the rabbit hole. The pedophile network, child trafficking, child sacrifice. I invite you to look at a banker named Bernard. Oh man, why don't I have these names? I should have these names written down. Blah, 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 blah. Where are you? History. This, oh, come on. Let me switch my account. Sorry, I'm doing this all ad hoc. Maybe I'll edit this, maybe I won't. But, okay, yeah, Shaun Atwood is a really good channel. He's got a lot of stuff. You're going to learn a lot if you really go into Shaun Atwood's channel. Other places that's reliable. I really appreciate Sean Ryan. He recently had Governor Gavin Newsom on, and it was kind of funny. It did 4 hours with Sean Ryan, and Sean initially offered him a gun as a gift, right? And he was maybe thinking that liberal Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, going to reject the gun. And he embraced it, and he told Sean all about his family history with firearms and his love for firearms, his appreciation, respect for firearms. And for the next 4 hours, Sean Ryan was, I didn't know that. I think he came away from that interview appreciating Governor Gavin Newsom as somebody he's going to vote for. Let's hope. I appreciate Chris Hedges, certainly. He's gone down this rabbit hole a little bit. Where else have I found value worth your... the Daily Beast podcast has had a lot of our guy who the Trump biographer. But yeah, Shaun Atwood's coming up again and again in my history, because there's a lot of stuff that he offers that's real. Oh, Ronald Bernard. Yeah, check out Ronald Bernard. He's got a lot of interesting stuff about the child sacrifices that he was privy to, that he was invited to participate in order to be a part of that club. And that's what people have to understand, is that these are not pedophiles per se. Certainly some of them are. Certainly some of this group have been raised in this tradition. Apparently it goes back hundreds of years in Europe, right? So it's come to this country. It's been part of the whole world domination system of the wealthy and the wealthy class. These people are interested in bloodlines. I feel some hesitation and caution to go too far deep into it. But one, again, as a moral being living on this earth, one must understand this cabal. Bohemian Grove is another thing to look into. And you've got to immunize yourself. As you go into this stuff, you need to have, MK Ultra, right? It's because MK Ultra is alive and well. Certainly AI is going to be incorporated. But it's a lot of brainwashing, mind control stuff that is coming at you on a daily basis. So we need to understand it, wrap our heads around it, and provide and to be able to bring about some antidote to it. And so again, as you go into this rabbit hole, you need to take care of yourself, take care of your heart, because the fear that's going to strike you like lightning at some of this stuff has to be soothed. So we have to appreciate the beauty of this world, the beauty of the garden that is our gift. So love, appreciate, find courage, make music, sing songs, appreciate this gorgeous sun, the summer still alive, right? So we have to protect that, not only inwardly for ourselves as we descend into this rabbit hole, but as we ascend out of the rabbit hole, having peeked into the darkness, we have to then steward the world better, more properly, more upright, in a shared capacity. We have to appreciate that we are not alone in our silos, in our pits, but we share this world. And through our sharing, through our cooperation with each other, we can then embrace the natural course of our ontology as brethren of heart, that, as A Course in Miracles plainly points out, Christ is alive in the world as love for each other. That, in the language of Course of Miracles, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, it is what it is, right? It's a learning device. That as awareness, we are never separate from Father, from the kingdom. The kingdom is always so, as long as awareness is so. But our awareness has to dawn as love, acceptance, appreciation, and trust in each other. Or else they grab hold of the world and they, from top down, descend their mimic of authority through economic slavery, political division, war, famine, the grotesqueries of being in the world. So find out what's going on in the dark corners. Know what's going on here so that you can antidote any menace that might take root in your own mind as fear, as apprehension and paranoia. Don't allow it, but discover it so that you can be properly antidoting it. Over and out.